all the reveals?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Okay, good. Okay, good. We got to talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fuck it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Those Two Geeks. My name's Alex. This is Joe on the go again.
That's right.
And we're going to talk about toys. And as you can imagine, oh, I can hear your air now.
Oh, you can?
A little bit, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll have to deal, folks.
Yeah, sorry, folks. So we're probably not going to do a super long one today. We actually have two topics that we're actively avoiding at the moment.
Yes.
One that we are going to be able to talk about tomorrow.
Yep.
You'll hear next week. And another that we're talking about the week after that you'll hear the week after that. And
so excited for both.
so excited for both. We'll give you a bit of a preview on both because why not? And next week, Matthew is coming back and we're going to finally talk about our thoughts on Raw on Netflix.
Yep.
And the week after that, we're going to talk about a show that I won't name the show for reasons, but we're going to talk about a show that I have watched a while ago and haven't been able to talk about with anyone for the better part of a year, I think. It was probably about a year ago that I told you that I had watched it.
I think it was about a year ago, yeah. Somewhere around
So you finally have watched it. Your cousins watched it. So we're going to get together and have a chat about something entirely not comics related, but it's
I have a shirt and pop coming. That's how much I love this show.
Amazing.
I love this show so much. It is my number one show of all time.
Agreed.
I thought about it. I really thought about it. And it's not just because it's funny. It's because it's just so incredibly well written, and it also is shot beautifully. Like whatever the direction
it is.
We'll go into it on that show. But oh man.
Oh, and I think the fact we're talking about it without naming it is hopefully going to give folks a bit of a preview as to what's to come.
Yeah. But yesterday, Hasbro had their Marvel Legends live stream, their obligatory live stream. Now, I didn't see it live because I was working, and I just was so swamped. But also, I heard it was a train wreck live. Like, it was a VR setup. Well, they had it connected to VR, and it was like showing half the screen or partial parts of their faces at times. And then there was cuts and things like that, but it wasn't live, I don't think. I think it was pre-recorded, and it was like still
a kind of live stream.
Yeah, so they took it down and then put it back up, and when I saw it, it was clear as a bell. But, like, the jump cuts were like, I guess they were talking about the figure, but the cut for the figure would come in before they talked about it. So it was like spoil the reveal before they did it. It was all kinds of mess. And, of course, from what I heard, the chat wasn't too kind as whenever it's hard to say.
The chat, I find those chats are ridiculous.
I think they should just turn the feature off.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree with you.
It serves no purpose other than to bitch, and it's not fair to the people who are doing it. But they were saying something, I didn't catch it because I didn't watch it super intently. I watched it for the reveals. But they were saying Dwight had low energy. Like he was just done with this, tired of it. And I'm like, well, maybe he is. Been doing it for 18 years.
And the thing is, maybe he's tired of shit that comes out in the chat, right? Like I don't blame him for being tired about that. I don't
either. I thought the reveals, let's just preface it this way. I thought the reveals were, in a word, smashing. They did a great job. But people still picked them apart completely.
Oh, because of course they did. So we'll run down the reveals quickly, and then we'll talk about them individually. So we've got, and I'm just doing this in the order that I've got looking at on the website. So we've got X Factor Jean Grey. We have No Way Home Electro.
Yeah.
We have a McFarlane Spider-Man, which I really want to talk about.
Oh my God.
Rom Space Knight.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that one big time. Yep.
Oh yeah. Ultimate Miles Morales. Ultimate Iron Man.
Yeah.
And we have Adam Warlock, a classic Adam Warlock it looks like. Deken, Dark Wolverine, and we have Green Suit Banshee.
Yes.
I don't know if this is a wave. Because I know that...
Oh, it's a wave. It's a wave.
Okay, so Spider-Man is obviously the deluxe figure, so he is not a wave.
He's on his own. He's on his own, yeah.
So, we're both excited to talk about Spider-Man. Let's just lead with Spider-Man.
I am so beyond with Spider-Man because, first of all, it is exactly the figure that I had on my wish list that we thought isn't going to happen.
We thought we would never get.
Yeah, what was your dream? A Todd McFarlane super crazy posable Spider-Man with all the accessories you could want. And what do I get? A Todd McFarlane. I was so happy.
There's no...
The Peter head? No.
Do you know what? I don't even mind the Peter head. The Peter head is fine.
Weird.
I'm not going to display him with a Peter head anyway, so that doesn't bother me.
No, the rest of the figure.
Yeah.
The rest of the figure is incredible. And people are like,
it's insta-buy.
But Mafex already does all this. No, it doesn't. Because here's the thing. There's one picture I think I sent you where it's a Todd McFarlane special where the human anatomy is not able to do this position where the leg goes up and over from behind your head. This figure can fucking do that. That has been my dream forever. And you get the long spaghetti bendy webs. You get a web shield. You get a ton of hands. I mean, this is the Spider-Man for everybody. And they gave it brand new body and articulation. And also they said it was the most they've ever decoed webs. Like, and people are like, oh, it's Mark Bagley. I'm like, no, Todd McFarlane is clear as the bell. You even got the circle in the nose. You got the big, thick lenses. And you've got the very, very... Todd McFarlane was driving people nuts because he would do very tight, intricate webbing for the cobwebbing on his costume. Like, usually was always spaced out with all the Spider-Mans. When Todd took over, he became this hyper-stylized, very detail-oriented guy.
And there's an alternate head, too, which I think the alternate head might have the Mark Bagley eyes.
It might, I guess, but I love it.
That's not me picking it apart. Like, I love the fact that we have bare wrist web slinger hands.
Oh,
like,
so cool,
no
right?
gloves on. Like, I never thought I needed that. We have a spider sense over their head accessory. We've got hands really with the web starting to come out. It's everything about this figure is fantastic. Like, there isn't. Like, I see that it is called the Maximum series, so I assume this might be a...
Wolverine's next.
Yeah, so I think this might be one of those, this is everything we're going to do. This is your absolute perfect figure. So, I can't, like... I expect this to be a $40 US figure, and to me, it looks worth it.
I was about to say, let's talk turkey. I think it's a $50 US figure. I think it's a $50 US figure. I do.
Yeah, 50 would be on the edge of, and yet at the same time, it's going to sell.
It would be so. It's going to sell. So anyone who's bitching about this is still buying it. You're buying it. I'm buying it. I'm going to order two just in case it doesn't go up for you right away. I'm going to order two.
See, this is why we're friends. Well, not the only reason, but there's no reason for a Spider-Man fan or a Marvel Legends fan to not buy this figure. Like, there is so much with it.
No, and look at the articulation they added as well. They added
what did they add?
They added butterfly joints. They're very deep butterfly joints, and it still didn't screw up the skull. So now what they said is, well, the leaks with DMDB, David Display's Model Behavior, the leak was a Maximum Hulk, but no one knew what the hell Maximum Hulk meant. Now we know. It's going to be like the top-of-the-line Hulk. Yeah. And it will most likely have butterfly joints, so you can do the thunderclap finally.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, the butterfly joints do look different. It looks like they can go there almost like a butterfly ball joint almost. It looks like.
They're deep. And also look at the waist articulation. It's a double ball peg with also like a swivel, but yet you still get the hinge as well.
Yeah.
It's
the
so
picture
different.
I have isn't. Yeah, it's tough. Like, you can't see it until it's almost like the picture I'm looking at doesn't seem to want to zoom in.
Yeah.
Which is annoying, but that's insane.
So I'm super happy for this. This was the reveal of the day for me yesterday. Besides one other, I'm beyond happy. Like, if they only revealed these two figures, I would have been fine. But
which was the other one you were looking forward to?
So let's just preface this. This was my favorite. The next one was X Factor Marvel Girl.
Yeah, that was super cool.
But I get why people are bitching. She has no boots. That's an oversight that I'm fine with. I'm all right.
It's funny. I didn't notice it until you pointed it out.
And then look at the packaging.
I understand. Yeah. Now this is also a render, so I'm wondering if.
No, they had her on. They had her on the screen.
Okay.
And she had no boots. And I highly doubt Marvel Legends is the type of team that's going to be like,
shit.
Oh crap! Let's go paint these boots on a million of these that we just made. No, they're going to let it be as is.
Yeah, and unless the ones that they had on the screen were the early prototypes, and they've realized, either way, like it's probably the only version of the X Factor Jean Grey we're going to get. It is what it is.
I need it. But go with that Cyclops. It's virtually perfect. Like this is I love X Factor. I love this version of X Factor with the OG X-Men. So now I need to get Angel. I'm missing Angel. I need to get him so I can have X Factor. And then that gives me, they said that they're completing it. They are going to complete the team. Dan Young was like, before anyone starts, we're going to be completing the team. I was like, okay. You know, they have to defend themselves. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. The Angel that came out isn't X Factor Angel, though.
It's not. It's close enough.
It's close enough, but I think they're going to probably bring out X Factor Angel based on what he's saying.
Well, if they do, then it will be a blue one. They for sure won't do a red one.
I don't think they do a red one, no.
But yeah, this Jean looks great. And also, the two heads to give her the different looks, the masked and the unmasked, amazing.
Agreed.
Also, you get the telekinetic thing. I like that they're trying new shit. Like, they got a telekinetic piece that you can put on her forehead. It clips. That's awesome. Does it go
on the forehead too? Oh, yeah, it does too.
Yeah,
it goes on the hand and the forehead. So I like the fact that, yes, they're using the same old hands, but at least with this thing, it looks like it could be, they can do a new way with it.
They're doing a great job of trying to innovate and shit like that. And I have a buddy who's a diehard McFarlane stan. And I won't lie. He said, you can't deny the result that Todd McFarlane has had on Marvel Legends in the past 2 years. I'm like, no, I won't. Because
you can't.
Todd has pushed Marvel Legends to do more shit because he's giving away things at low price points. And people are complaining. So
this is why, and I know we've had this conversation before. This is why I think competition is really good. So this is why I'm only going to say this, and I'm not going to go back to it. This is why I think multiple companies doing similar things is a good thing. Why having 2, 3, 4 different wrestling companies is good. Why having different comic companies is great. Like, I don't want Marvel or DC or IDW or anyone to go out of business because it just makes everyone better. It's more options for the consumer.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want them resting on their laurels. Like, I mean, I don't want the Bucky Cap. If they weren't pushed, they'd be pushing the Bucky Cap body still.
I agree.
And they'd be fine with it.
Yeah, like I don't collect McFarlane. I bought 1, maybe 2, but I'm really happy it's available for people that do collect it. Right?
If McFarlane didn't have cloth capes, I'd be out of the McFarlane game. The fact that they have cloth capes is something so different to those figures.
Agreed.
And
the
for
next one we have.
Yep, go.
Sorry, carry on. I was going to say, so the next one we have was and again, I'm just going down the list from the Jean Grey. So we have No Way Home Electro. No Way Home
the one
Electro.
A lot of people complained about, and I think it's fantastic. It looks so good.
I think the figure looks great.
Yeah, the design, the wacky design.
Yeah, it's not one that I'm going to rush to pick up just because I don't have many MCU figures. However, I can see this being a customizer's dream. There's a lot of cool stuff on this figure that people can repurpose. Yeah. The electrical effects are fantastic. Like the way that they go all around. They look great. It looks like to me an almost entirely new sculpt across the entire figure. Like I think this is a great figure. I think this is gonna be a great addition.
People are saying we should have got a Jamie Foxx head. Listen, they probably skirted around likeness rights with that electric star in front of his face. And put it this way, it's Electro. I want the electric star in his face. That's what makes Electro.
I agree. Like, don't get me wrong. having a Jamie Foxx head would be a cool option.
I wouldn't
I
display
can
it.
only, again, like we were just talking about this with Spider-Man. Like you said, oh, I don't like the Peter Parker head, and I said, effectively, I don't care because I'm not gonna
Yeah,
display a Peter Parker head. Like I'm
exactly.
gonna use the McFarlane head, and if I
Oh,
was gonna get this, I would use the Electro head. Same as Jean Grey. Like I love the fact we have two head sculpts. If I was gonna get it, I would probably do the one with the mask.
right. Oh, the mask with the whole canopy head.
Yeah, so that the full head, the full masked head,
Which one came
without the.
first? Which one was first? Because you're the X.
I
X.
no, see, honestly, I never really read X Factor. I just like the fact that with the full mask, it's a bit different. Like it's a different look that
Yeah.
you don't always see with Jean
Well, she
Grey.
also
That's the
pairs well with
only reason.
Cyclops.
Exactly, and that's why I would choose that mask. But
Yeah.
again, like it's a choice. You can only display one at a time. And the
Right.
same with Electra, like you can only display one at a time. And yes, it would have been nice to have the choice for Jamie Foxx head, but
Yeah.
the head that we've got, it still has him beneath the star. I'm sure you could take the star off if
Yeah.
you
I'm
really cared
sure there's
enough
a
about
way
it.
to
But
really try it. Yeah, I know.
exactly.
But yeah, that
Oh,
one. So far, these are all pickups. All three are pickups.
uh-huh.
On to our
Yeah.
next.
So the next is ROM Space Knight. Now, I
I
am
want this.
more likely, yeah, same. I am more likely to pick up ROM than I am Electro.
I fucking want
The
this, and I don't even like ROM. It just
I
looks
don't care.
so good.
I don't think I could care less about ROM if I tried, but I love the toy. So
Mm.
take that for what it is.
You know what it
Um,
is? It's the way they face printed the eyes. They did
I
such an
think so. I think
incredible
so.
job.
Yeah. I don't know. Like he just looks cool. I just think it
He
looks
does,
really cool.
and I don't know
So
anything about him. So like, I'm like, all right, I'll
same.
learn about ROM.
Yeah.
So here's an argument here. What Marvel Legends decided to do, if you notice, these are called, what are they called? They're comic book cover waves or something like
Mhm.
that. They're on retro cards, but they come with a plastic comic book reprint. Now you can't open it or read it, but it's screen printed on the plastic, on the cover, and then on the back
Okay.
it's Marvel Legends. So all these figures, and these aren't the only ones. This is just the first wave of figures like this that are going to happen. All come with some kind of key issue that has an appearance by said figure. So people were complaining about this gimmick in the, Sharmus Prime mostly was complaining about this heavy. He was like, why the hell are you giving me a plastic comic book that doesn't open up? And second of all, dude, what kind of fourth wall break bullshit is this? I'm not going to display my figures with them reading about each other. I think it's pretty fucking cool, to be honest. I
I
think
agree.
it's different.
Now
Now,
I'm
yeah.
probably not going to display the figures holding a comic book.
Mm.
However, my wife and I, she'll collect. There's a thing called like mini brands. So you get like mini brand books, and they're tiny little versions of, say, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies and different things like that. I actually have one of those books with my Hank McCoy because it just works. It's the right size. He's reading a book hanging upside down on my shelf,
Yeah.
or at least he was until he fell over. So
Yeah. Sorry about that. My audio cut, so I just went back to the phone audio, but I
oh,
can hear you.
the ironic thing is you actually sound better now.
Oh, okay, good.
So
So
I don't know how much you said, so I'll recap very briefly, and I'm going to leave this in, so
yep.
it'll sound wonderful. Folks, as I was saying, my wife and I collect she collects the mini brands, like the mystery packages, like you open
Oh
up
yeah,
and
the blind boxes.
yeah, that's what I was looking for. So she'll collect like mini brand books, and there's a tiny little display somewhere in our house. It looks like a miniature bookshelf with like
Oh, that's
plants that
cool.
she's picked up. So these comics for me would probably go somewhere in that display.
Yeah.
But they're not going to go somewhere else. Like I've wanted like mini kind of comic things like this for a while. I
Yeah.
think the fact that they're plastic is probably better than if they
Well,
were an
yeah, they
actual
said it's
mini comic.
plastic because they don't want them to ruin, decay, and get ripped and
Exactly.
all that. They said this is something you keep pristine forever. It's the representation. It's
Exactly.
not.
Like I
Yeah.
don't remember if you remember, or I don't know if you remember with the J. Jonah Jameson Marvel Legend
Oh,
on
it
the
came with the
retro
rolled up
card,
newspaper.
the rolled up newspaper and the actual newspaper sheet.
Yeah,
That newspaper sheet is great. I've got it with my Stan Lee when he sat on a sat summer reading, but it's an absolute nightmare to keep and to stop it from getting ripped and torn.
of
Like
course.
even though it's thin plastic, so the fact that this is a solid plastic block with screen printing on it doesn't bother me in any way, shape, or form.
No, it doesn't. And I like I said, I respect the idea that it's trying something different.
Hmm.
Somebody said, well, it sucks for people who want to know about ROM, let's say, and they can't read about it. Like it would have been better for them to go back to the
Okay,
retro Marvel Legends with a reprint of ROM in the book.
arguably true.
Same.
However, if that comic is a reprint of a comic just shrunk down, unless you've got fucking Superman eyes, you're not gonna read it anyway.
Right. No, no, they're
The
talking about how Marvel Legends used to come with the actual full scale comic
Yeah,
book.
and I think the only way that you could do, or the best way to do that now in a modern era, is to include a digital download code.
I think that would be better. A QR code
Yep,
to read a digital version of it. Because let's
exactly.
also, those were the worst um, packaging of all time. They
Yeah.
look so nice, but I can't tell you how many times I cut my finger, my wrist, everything wide open, opening
Yep.
a Marvel Legends from 2000s.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like
God.
the scars that we have on our hands, right?
Yeah,
Is yeah,
McFarlane was the same. He had that big blister bubble packaging that
yep.
would rip your hand open when you tried.
And
Actually, when McFarlane Toys did Wildcats, that was the worst. I cut
oh,
myself on a Spartan, I think like 3 times in a Hellspawn. It was horrible.
I agree. I'm so I think the consensus on this show is we're a fan of the representation of the comic.
Yeah,
Are we going to pose it with the comic? Nah, maybe, maybe
I
not.
would if it
But
was Deadpool or She-Hulk. Like if
yep.
they do a John Byrne
Now
She-Hulk
the
and she comes
ironic
with a
thing
She-Hulk
is,
cover, I'll pose her with it.
there are, it has been shown that are comics in the Marvel universe of those superheroes. So it
Yeah,
would not surprise me if like maybe in universe you have, oh hey, someone's writing a comic about Ultimate Spider-Man. We don't know who it actually is, so we're going to make it up as this kid, and it no one even remotely like it, but at least the comic of the
right.
comics would exist. So
So speaking of Ultimate Spider-Man, what a great segue that you didn't mean to do.
oh no, I
Um,
totally did.
oh, okay. I This is the one I'm indifferent on. I like it,
I
but I really like my Gamerverse one a lot. I like the coloring on my Gamerverse, the
right,
metallic colors.
yeah.
I hate the Miles head though.
Again, like I'm indifferent to the head.
I don't like it, but it is representative of that artwork. It's very
Exactly.
representative. But it
I
just
mean, I'm indifferent to the head, and I say that because I'm not like I'm actually. This is a must buy for me because I don't have a Miles Morales, so I'll be picking it up and displaying
oh, I
him.
thought you had the Gamerverse one.
No, I never picked him up because it was too detailed. It didn't
Yeah,
wouldn't
okay.
wouldn't
Yeah.
fit with the shelf that I had, so
So
I figured that at some point this was coming. So
I blame Sony Spider Verse for ruining me on what Miles should look like. Because I just love that lanky kid.
yeah,
It's just such a better design. It really is with the hoodie and the sneakers. It's so cool. But this is okay. It has new articulation now. Like you can see like the poses they're getting Miles into, like the
mm,
deep leg bends and things like that. Like
there's
that's
a,
what
it looks like
Spider-Man
there's a
should
new.
do.
No, I agree. It looks like his hips look a bit wide out in some of
Yeah.
the pictures, but it looks like they've got new calf cuts on this body, which is cool.
Yeah. So I mean, they've got a lot of, and we argued about this last time. McFarlane is more aesthetically accurate because human beings don't have calf swivels and we don't have thigh cuts.
you know.
That's the checked. We don't look down and have this line. But you had made a good point. Without having that on an action figure, it's hard to get the figure to move in a certain way. And no one's going to start recreating the anatomy of a human being perfectly in action figure form because that would be very cost worthy and they're
Yeah,
not going to want to do that. But I like Miles. I just think he's the weakest out of the wave. He's a maybe for me. He's a maybe. I don't know yet because I just love my Gamerverse Miles. Yeah, it's a little
I
detailed, but
I
it's just
think
so good.
I think it makes sense as to why he's a maybe for you.
Yeah.
The next one coming up is a maybe for me, Ultimate Iron Man. And
I don't know. I hate the bucket head on this thing. I've
honestly,
always
the The only reason I'd be considering getting him is to paint over the red with purple and have him as a sentinel.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's because I don't really like it's it would be another representation for a sentinel, and that's what I would be thinking. Like you could get a 3D printed head at this point
Yeah,
of a sentinel head, and hey, even the one that's there would work.
yeah.
But I think if I get this figure, it's not going to be for an Ultimate Iron Man figure. It's going to be this is one of the Sentinel figures that I have.
I thought Ultimate Iron Man was one of the weaker titles when it first came out. I just didn't dig it. I also don't like. I love the gunmetal gray that they've used. I think
Yeah.
that's awesome. But I hate the bucket head. The bucket head just annoys me so much. The Iron Man costume that I like is the one that we basically got in Spider-Man Homecoming,
Mm-hmm.
where like Tony Stark was remote and it was silver and it was, it was more
Yeah.
silver and yellow. Like that's silver and red. I'm sorry. That is the Iron Man ultimate armor that I like because there's a representation of that in the comic books that looks
Yeah.
very similar.
I
That I
do like
dig.
the fact that this figure looks bulky. Like it actually looks like a guy in a suit as
Oh yeah,
opposed
and it
to
has the
some.
pistons and stuff kind of
Yeah.
like
So I like that. Like I think one of my biggest issues with a lot of Iron Man suits or Iron Man figures is it doesn't look like a man in a suit. It looks like a
yeah,
man in a really thin costume, like you get with anything else. So
yeah.
this one looks good that way. Ironically enough, Iron Man is one of those figures that almost everyone has the option to get some form of
Oh
him
yeah.
because even the MCU Iron Man works in a 616 display.
Oh, I love the MCU Iron Man. I have
Um,
that. That figure's great.
I know this
Um
is an immediate pickup for you as Adam Warlock.
oh, 100%. But here's my my curmudgeon arguing about it. Yes, he's great. Where the fuck is the cloth cape? Come on, guys.
Is
Come
as
on.
soon as I saw that, I knew that you were gonna be talking about the cloth cape.
Everything about it is great. The only thing is, correct me if I'm wrong. Does that Infinity Gauntlet look too small?
It does. I
But
think I
people
think
said
what it
that
is,
Adam Warlock had it sized to him in the comic book, and I don't remember that.
I think that could be accurate,
It could
honestly.
be accurate, because otherwise, why would Marvel Legends make it that small?
Yeah. Otherwise, you would just have a cast piece that would go over the top as opposed
Yeah,
to
so I don't
a
know.
new hand and
But
wrist
then I
thing.
started
So
thinking about Nebula had the Infinity Gauntlet too, when she had the long hair. I love that version of Nebula.
hmm
That's the Nebula we need. Um, she Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe the glove was a little bigger than their normal size glove, but it wasn't like Thanos' size.
no, honestly for what we're getting,
Yeah.
I think the only issue I have with this figure, and like you said, it's an issue that we're gonna have
Cloth cape. I'll
going
get a
forward.
cloth cape
Cloth
for it.
cape. And honestly, I don't even care because I know you get some McFarlane's where because they want the sculpt at the top, and I
Yeah.
understand that. Like, so they have almost like the front part sculpted, and then it just goes into a cloth cape after the fact.
Yeah,
I
I
would
don't
be
understand
fine
why
with that.
Marvel can't do that.
Like, even if you had like the collar and the skull emblem as
Solid.
as solid, and then the red is as cloth after that. I think
Yeah.
the only caveat to them would be you'd have to double line it because you'd have the red and the yellow. But again, like that's
Listen,
a minor defense. I would at
we
this
have
point.
to accept at this point Marvel Legends does not want to give us wired cloth capes. They
I
just
I would
don't.
I would take a non-wired cloth cape at this
So would
point.
I, but the one that came with Doom was very chintzy.
Yeah,
Very chintzy. Like,
if they've given us a lab coat,
yeah, I don't understand this.
they can give us a cloth
Right.
cape.
Right, because a lab coat is so much stitching.
Exactly. There, if
But
you've
they,
given me a lab coat, there's no reason not to give me a cloth cape.
and here's the thing, I don't need a cloth cape with every single character that
No,
has a cape.
and
But
it
someone
doesn't
like Adam Warlock warrants it.
and it doesn't have to be fully articulated all the way
No,
through. Like, give me
no.
a bit of wiring down either side, and I'm happy. Like,
Listen,
I know you have the Jada Toys M Bison, right? Or I think
not
you have
yet.
it.
I got
Okay,
to get him, and that's
so
amazing.
the wire cape on him is fantastic,
I
and that
heard.
is a figure that is cheaper than a Marvel Legend.
I know.
Now, I'm sure licensing costs go into that, but if that figure is cheaper than a Marvel Legend
Yeah.
with the amount of shit that comes with it,
Yeah.
there's no excuse.
There's no excuse in 2025, as Dave would say, the year of our Lord,
Yeah.
2025. There's zero excuse why there shouldn't be cloth capes on stock figures at this point. Then don't make figures with capes.
Hmm.
Stop it.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? So you're gonna
Agreed.
tell me like that will throw me off. I will tell you this. If they do a maximum, because they said the maximum series is gonna be long going. If they do a maximum series, let's say Magneto, and I still get a plastic fucking cape for $50, I'm gonna be pissed.
Agreed.
So that they're gonna have to rethink their strategy one way or the other. But
Hmm.
yes, he's an absolute pickup. I need Adam Warlock. I've needed him forever. So it's about time.
Speaking of figures that we've needed forever,
Oh
the Ken,
yes.
the Ken, it
Dakin.
Dakin. I always say it wrong. Either way, it may not be the version of the character that I want
Oh, it's the
in
one
that
I want.
in the costume. However, if we're getting one of these now,
Yeah.
and it looks like it's on a taller body than Wolverine,
It has to. I hope so. It looks taller to me.
because it looks taller, it's more lean. It is not the Wolverine buck from what I can
No,
see.
it's not the stocky Wolverine buck.
No. And if he's on that body, then considering he wore the Fang costume for quite a while,
Yeah.
it's easy enough to switch the hands and head,
Yeah.
and then boom, you've got Kit Bash to Ken Dakin.
Yeah. It's okay.
I
Call him whatever you want.
it
However, here's the
it's
thing. He looks so good, and it's the Dark Avengers Dakin,
agreed.
which
I do
now
you know,
it upsets me because I said, I'm not doing Dark Avengers. It's a waste of time. They're never going to finish the team. And they fucking bring him out. So what I do, I went right on BBTS. I ordered Dark Miss Marvel, but now I'm frantically chasing fucking Norman Osborn from the Cabal 3 pack, and him by himself
is
goes 100,
expensive. Yeah.
125 so far.
The insane thing to me is that the tattoo on his left arm, it
Yeah.
looked better on the earlier version of him.
Yeah.
It was thicker. I think that the tattoo is a bit of a disappointment, and
The
this is really
claws are the disappointment for me. Those weird, bendy, gummy claws that they could have chose
it
any other claws.
the disappointment for me on that is the middle claw. The way
Yeah.
it's coming out, it looks clearly like it's just we'll just put one of the Wolverine ones on the inside. It
Yeah.
I knew it would be too much to ask that they have a new sculpt for that claw, but
Yeah.
he doesn't have the housing on the inside of his palm.
I know.
It comes out from his wrist.
Right.
It doesn't come out from his. I think it comes out. If it's not his wrist, it's just below his
It
thing.
comes out almost like Spider-Man's web shooter.
Yeah, like I feel like it comes out there, but at the same time, it must come out from the palm of his hand, just from the
Yeah.
way. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to move his wrist. Either way, that ribbed thing
Yeah.
on the bottom of the claw shouldn't be there.
No.
And I think
So
that claw is also a little bit shorter than the other two because
yeah,
it
it's not
comes
as
out.
long as the other two.
No, it comes out lower down than the other two.
I
So
honestly hate that part of the design. I
I
think
I
that's
think
just 90s overkill. Like I don't understand why you need a third claw on the inside. It's weird to me
I think it's just one of those things where
to
it's
differentiate them.
it's differentiate him.
Yeah.
Now again, like he usually always just uses two claws anyway,
Right.
so I'm
And that's what I
fine
would
with.
be doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be fine with just a hand with the two
Well,
claws.
Laura has a weird toe claw and all that shit too. So it's like,
Apparently that they explain that away by saying the toe claw is in female, like the Wolverine female bloodline is
that's
the
really
why.
interesting that there's an actual bloodline considering he was an experiment.
I yeah, it's one of I think it's one of those things. Oh, this is why Wolverine has it, or Laura has it, and Logan doesn't have it. You just wanted to give Laura a toe claw, and that's fine.
It's fine, yeah. I mean, if
It's like
that's what the
why,
mutation is.
yeah, like why does Honey Badger only have one claw? Like
Yeah,
you can't,
it's so weird.
and she's meant to be a clone of Laura, so it's one of those things that I get that they're trying to explain it. I don't
Yeah.
care. Just
I
you
don't
know
either.
what?
If it's a cool
It is what it
design
is.
and it
Yeah.
works. But yeah, he's a pickup for you, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. It's funny. Despite me nitpicking him more than any of the others, he's going to be a pickup for me, and I know damn well that they're going to give me the version I want down the road,
Is he your
and that's
number
fine.
one pickup besides Spider-Man?
No,
Oh, okay.
my
Gene?
number one. No, my number one pickup is Banshee.
No shit. Yeah. Is that the last one?
That's the last one I need for the the
Giant
X-Men
size X-Men.
Giant Size X-Men #1.
Wait, hold on. Is this the last reveal? Is Banshee right now?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let's go. Um,
So
I
yeah,
want this all day.
same. Honestly, this is just a repaint of the
It is.
blue
Who
Banshee
cares?
that came out, and if people already have the blue Banshee, great. That it's no different. It's literally just a repaint, and I
And
am
the heads are
totally fine
exactly
with
the
that.
same, and I'm fine
Head
with it.
Heads are the same and everything. I don't care.
Yeah.
This is an instant pickup for me because it
Yeah.
is the last one that I need.
Yeah.
Would I have loved a screaming head with the sideburns? Of course.
Yeah.
Will I take Banshee as he is? Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, this whole wave is really, really hot, except for I just don't dig the Ultimate Iron Man. Iron Man
I'm
and the Miles are the only misses for me.
so of the wave, and I'm assuming the wave is Rom, Miles,
It's
Iron
everybody but
Man.
Spider Man.
Okay, 'cause I didn't see a comic with Jean or Electro.
Oh, I'm
Electro
sorry.
look.
Yeah, Electro and Jean are their own thing. Yeah, but they're
I
on.
don't say they. Yeah, they look like Electro looks like a deluxe just based on the
Yeah,
packaging,
Jean's a
and
retro
then
card for the X
Jean's a
Men.
retro card. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
and then the other ones with the comic books are the rest.
you got Rom, Miles, Iron Man, Adam Warlock,
Dakin,
Dakin, and Banshee. Yes, that's the six.
six. Yeah.
So of the six, I'd be picking up Banshee, Dakin, and Miles for sure.
Yep.
I want Rom for no other reason than it's Rom.
It just
Uh,
looks cool.
and as I said, like, if I get Iron Man, it's to paint him for a
Yeah.
Sentinel. Adam Warlock. The only reason I don't really have an interest in him is I don't have any space-based Marvel Legends.
Yeah. And do you have Thanos? You don't have Thanos.
I don't know because if I get Thanos, and that's just going to start
Oh yeah.
right. So I don't have Thanos for that reason, and so because I don't have Thanos, I'm probably going to give this one a miss.
Yeah.
However, it's a fantastic figure, and I'm really happy they've made
I'm
it.
very happy finally because it's been
Like,
on my wish list for like ever.
yeah, like
Every
this
time
is
we do
a
a list, you hear me. I'm like, and a
yep,
classic Adam Infinity Warlock.
yeah, like this is a wave that I don't think there's a single dud.
No,
There's
I think
definitely figures I'm not either not
yeah,
going to
there's
pick up
figures
or
I'm
not
not as
excited to pick up.
interested in, but none that
Yeah,
I'm like, oh God, I don't want this.
I'm not doing this one. Like I'm
Yeah, so
probably
it's
not
not
going to
like
pick up.
yeah,
Like of all the ones we've talked about, I'm probably not going to pick up Jean Grey because I don't have the Cyclops.
oh,
I'm
you need
not
to
going
get the Cyclops. I'll rectify that for you. I'll order that. Come on,
to.
he looks so good. She
He
looks
does.
so good.
Oh, I again, I don't disagree. It's just a space issue. I'm not going to be getting Electro. I'm going to be getting Spider Man. Rom is a definitely maybe.
Yeah,
Miles, I'm going to get. Dakin, I'm going to get. Banshee absolutely is the first
yep,
one I'm going to get. And Iron Man again is a distinct possibility. I'm edging more towards yes than no, and that's
yep.
purely because I'm painting him,
For
not because
customizing.
yeah, not because I'm getting a
Okay, Brady. Okay.
not because I'm getting a different version of Iron Man.
Yeah. The car stopped, and he's like, "What the hell, man?"
Ooh, we're gonna walk.
Yeah, no, he
I shouldn't
barked.
have said that word. I'm sorry.
No, no, he
So
does. Oh, that one's fine. He doesn't understand WALK. He doesn't really care
okay.
about that. It's the RI word, but we're already
Ah,
in an RI, so it doesn't matter. You can't go for another one while we're in it. So, but
all right.
no, for me, it's 100% Spider-Man. That's like right
Yeah.
out the gate. I'll order two just in case it doesn't go through for you. Um,
When are
Electro, I
they
am gonna get. I
when are
ordered
they
the
going on
Lizard.
pre-order?
Funny thing, they go on pre-order in February.
Oh shit! So plenty of time then.
Yeah, so I think like February 6th it goes on pre-order, he said. Um, but then I'm going to get let me see. I'm gonna get Gene 100%. I'm so
Hmm.
excited about Gene. Um, and then for the comic wave, I'm gonna do Rom, I'm gonna do Dakin, I'm going to do Adam Warlock, of course, and Banshee. I think I'm gonna sit out on Miles and who's the other one? Ultimate Iron Man. I think I'm sitting out on those two. I don't know
Yeah.
yet.
And I think the fact that we've got such a good wave for the first reveal in 2025,
It's a great wave.
it's fantastic. Like
And
I don't remember what our wish list was because I know we
I know.
struggled to get them.
Well, I know that Todd McFarlane Spider-Man to the T was on my wish list, which is
Yeah,
just wild.
and and we didn't. I think I did not put Banshee on the wish list because I figured it was inevitable, and
Yeah.
technically we already have a version thereof. So
I think
I
you had
am.
Dakin on your wish list for
I
sure.
did have it. I definitely had Dakin on mine.
Yeah.
It wasn't that version, but I'm not gonna.
I had
Well, I'm
X
not
Factor
getting
Jean
that one.
Grey on mine too.
You did.
Yep.
Again,
Definitely
like
had
I'm
her.
like because they've given us two heads. I can leave Dakin with the masked head and then use the unmasked head on something else. Like
On
I am
Fang.
exactly like I am more than happy to do that. And they've given us enough hands that you can have claw, the claws on different things. So I think this is a great wave, great reveals. I have absolutely no complaints about any of them, really.
So before we go, because this was a good little stream, before we go,
Hmm.
the Maximum series, I want to name four that I think would be super appropriate on the Maximum series. Not Hulk, not Wolverine, because those have already been rumored, and because they're rumored, they're absolutely coming. Because this one was rumored too, and now it's here, so those two are a lock.
Yeah.
But I would say this is Marvel's way of the Hasbro team biting into that import market and stopping the bleeding from people who are buying Mayfex and higher people imports because they want to fill gaps in their collection with more superior figures.
Hmm.
This is Marvel's answer to that, I believe. I really do.
I agree. I think
And
you're right.
yes, even though they might, let's say, call it $50, $50 is a hell of a lot better than $100 import figure. Period.
Agreed. No, agreed.
So the ones that I think that they would be very smart to do right away, Daredevil, an ultimate Daredevil with like a Matt Murdock head, the sonar effects, bendy wire Billy Club, um, different hands, maybe hands like that you switch out the hands and the forearms and you make
Yep.
it a wrap. Maybe you put on boots so it can be like the Chip Zdarsky Daredevil, different heads. Like give it the Peter Parker treatment, what you gave Peter Parker.
Yeah.
That would be my one. My number two would be a Moon Knight. But if they're gonna just give us a cloth cape, I mean not a cloth cape, then I would say the hell with it. But if you gave me a Moon Knight with a cloth cape, even though I just got that Moon Knight yesterday, that's pretty kick ass.
Yeah.
I would probably get a Marvel Legends like proper. Um, you give it, again, an unmasked head, Mark Spector. Maybe even give us three heads. Give us Frenchie. Give us, all the other versions of him. As heads. Then I would say, even though we just got probably the definitive Maximum, I mean the definitive Punisher in a 2-pack, give us a
Hmm.
Maximum Classic Punisher with the white boots, first appearance. Load him out to the nines with guns, hands, everything. Give us a beat up face. Give us, like maybe a duffel bag. Give us like all kinds of shit. That would be amazing. So that's my
Agreed.
third. My fourth would undoubtedly have to be, I think, and if they don't screw it up, it will happen. Uh, an um an Maximum Captain America with a full shield with no holes.
Oh, yes. Agreed.
And you can give us Steve Rogers. You can give us like so many little pack-ins with him. I think they're on to something with these gloves off. I think that's really cool. I want to see more gloves off hands,
Yeah.
like in
Like
wrists,
with the
because
sleeves rolled up, sort of thing.
yeah, because I think that adds something for different posing. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
those would be my four. Who would yours be?
Well, you. I was gonna say Daredevil.
Yeah, he's a must.
He's a must, but again, like so, because you've said them, I'm gonna try and
Yeah, try to do someone different.
try and do something different. The problem is trying to do something different on a short notice is. So you said Daredevil, Moon Knight, Captain
Daredevil, Moon
America.
Knight, Captain America, and Punisher. I said.
Okay, I would say Thor,
Oh, how did I miss that? Yes,
like cloth cape, twirly
yes.
thing.
Screaming
Again, like
head, regular head, maybe
yeah,
a
like
laughing head,
yep, all of those things.
lightnings. Yeah, that would be great. Okay, that one I
Uh,
could absolutely get with.
yeah, I'd want Thor. Like I would love a saber tooth, but I honestly don't think we have
I
the two
don't think
pack
we
saber tooth.
need
I
that.
don't think we need it.
No,
Juggernaut would be interesting, but I think that would be insanely expensive
that
given
would
the
be like a
size of
hundred
it.
bucks. Yeah,
Yeah. But if they're doing a Hulk, I can see them
Oh
reusing
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. They could
right.
do
If they're doing
Juggernaut.
Hulk, they're all they would have to do is new legs and
Yeah.
like add a certain couple of certain things.
Oh, Hulk's gonna be about 60, $70 easy.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think you'd have Juggernaut be about the same.
Yep. Okay. So that's
I
two.
think I know we touched on it, but I think Magneto would be fantastic.
Yes. With like magnetic effects, not just
Yep.
like look wise, like actually put little magnets that like hold paper clips and things of
Yeah,
metal and
like
yeah.
actual. Yeah, so I think Magneto would be great.
Yep.
I think if you're gonna do Spider-Man, you'd have to do Venom.
I was just about to say, yeah, that would be the last best one.
So
Oh,
I
with an
think
Eddie Brock, like
yep.
multiple heads showing the transformation of the
So
symbiote and
yeah, like Magneto, Thor, Venom, and I mean again, like I'm a Juggernaut mark, so I would love
I
just
love
more
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut figures.
But I love
I
the two-pack Juggernaut. I think they just did
I
so good with him.
I don't think they need to change anything about that figure because Juggernaut doesn't
No.
need to be super articulated.
No, not at all.
He doesn't. I think that the only thing you would really want to change, like maybe give him a different color costume because he's had different color costumes. But
Yeah, he has. He has
if
a
you
new one right now, right? With an X
yeah
across his face that I hate,
like a
but
but that's just it, like if you're gonna do it, you can do a different Juggernaut.
yeah,
I again like I would love a thing, but I don't think you need like that
no.
kind of figure for thing.
Ooh, I'd love an ultimate Juggernaut with the black.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like a ultimate Juggernaut, I think would be great.
Oh, that would be so cool.
So there's definitely ways to go with it. I think that there's a lot of very cool options for the Max series.
They've got a lot of potential, and
Yeah,
it's like it doesn't reek of like, oh, we've run out of characters to do because there are so many
no,
more characters in the Marvel universe that they haven't got to yet. But this is much better than, hey, let's just give you a repaint with new hands, or let's give you
so
a repaint with different color boots, or let's just give you a repaint with a minor
here's
tweak.
here's my final thought on the
Yep,
nature of why I think Max is going to be a much better value for money in the long run.
it will.
How many of us have bought multiple versions of a
Hmm.
figure
Yeah,
just for accessories,
tons of us,
right?
tons of us. Yeah.
You only have so if you buy Spider-Man at
Hmm.
$20, are they 20, 25 now in the States?
27, 28. Yeah.
Okay, so that's for argument's sake, say so you buy Spider-Man for $25
Yep.
and then oh, I really like that specific hand or that whatever, that head.
Yeah.
You buy another one, so there's 50
Yeah.
bucks. Oh crap, I really want that web. Well, it's Black Suit Spot, whatever, I'll get that web as well. So that you're
Yeah.
$75 in. Yes, it's over the course of years.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a Wolverine. Oh, those claws are better. I'll get that. Or that head
Oh
was
yeah.
better. Or that
Wolverine is
that'll
probably the
work,
most egregious one. You just
right?
keep on tweaking him
They
slowly.
tweak
Yeah.
him bits and bits and bits. So you've got
Yeah.
multiple versions of Wolverine. If they release a Max Wolverine and it's
Yep.
on the same kind of body that Astonishing Wolverine came out,
Yeah.
stockier, no taller. Like I don't think he's that much taller.
Yep.
I would love it if he was shorter, but by the by,
Yeah.
articulated like calves, ankles, all of those things,
Yep.
and like multiple different like open claw hands, closed claw hands, the open hands without claw, all of those different things that they can do.
Hmm.
I think it's worth it in the long run. If this is
Yeah.
how I get my Magneto with a cloth cape,
Fine.
without having to buy it and do the work to keep the plastic and over the cloth,
Or without
fine,
having to get a 3-pack that with two guys you don't want, or
right? Like I bought a 3-pack with Nimrod, Phantom X, and Psylocke
yep.
just for two of the figures.
Right.
The
I remember
main
that.
draw for so many people was Nimrod.
Yeah.
I was able to sell Nimrod, and it basically covered the cost of half of the 2-pack
Yeah.
or half the 3-pack. So I ended up coming out ahead. But I bought a 2-pack of Doc Ock and Aunt
Oh,
May
Aunt May.
just for Doc Ock. So it's so many of us have bought 2-packs for one figure. I think the last time I bought a 2-pack,
Oh, me. Well, I bought 2-pack Iron Fists and got rid of Luke Cage.
yeah. So the last time I bought a 2-pack that I was excited about both figures and have both figures on display, honestly, I think was Colossus and Juggernaut.
Okay, I was gonna say, don't you dare say Lilandra and the other
Nope,
Wolverine. Fuck
nope,
that.
because while I did eventually get that, I got it for the Wolverine and it was on sale. While I do have the Sabretooth and the
Logan.
Logan, I only got the Logan because it was for my Wolverine shelf. Like I was, oh, well, that's a cool version. I'll grab that.
Yeah, I
Sabretooth
only
was a
got it
must
for my
buy.
new Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I wasn't super duper excited for the 2-pack. It was Sabretooth was a draw. I was like, well,
Oh,
I can always do a Logan. Like I'm fine with that. So there's definitely 2-packs that I have, and even 3-packs. Like there's a couple of them that I have. 2 of them on display, and
yeah,
one of them is hidden. Um, so it's not even that they're hidden; they're just not prominently displayed.
yeah,
So I think that no matter what you do, if you're spending money on a specific version of a figure or a release, and it's just for something,
yeah.
hopefully these maxes are going to prevent you doing that.
Right.
Hopefully, right? Like I'm not expecting them to release Cable in Max or
I don't know. I am because I just thought of one that I think they need to release in Max for sure. Even though we've got multiple versions of him as of late.
Cyclops.
No, well, yeah, definitely, but I would say Nightcrawler because give
Yeah.
it the gene treatment with the stand and
Hmm.
give us this big Banff cloud.
Yeah.
Give it to us. Now is the time to give us that. If you're gonna,
Exactly. Like there's so many figures that they could do that with.
yeah, they're gonna
That
have to do for a lot of these Max figures. They're gonna have to come up with accessory pieces to justify some of it, unless it's like
agreed. Like
Daredevil.
you don't need a lot of stuff with Nightcrawler. Give me 2 swords. Give me a
Three
couple of
swords, yeah.
heads.
Give them two swords,
Yeah.
one tail that holds a sword.
Yeah. Yeah. 3 swords then. Uh, or either a like again sculpt tail or a bendy tail. As long as it holds a sword, I don't care. I would rather a sculpted tail if I'm honest. But
For holding a sword, yes, but I
yes,
would like a bendy tail on it. Ah, no, you couldn't do that. That would be really hard to do
yeah.
because the
So
wire runs through. But anyways,
yeah, but
lots
yeah.
of
So
stuff.
there's a lot of cool options with the Max, and I make sense for them to lead with Spider-Man. Like you said, I
Oh
think you're
yeah,
gonna get Wolverine and Hulk next.
you definitely.
It
I'm
does make
hoping we
sense.
get the Hulk next, but I think we're gonna get Wolverine,
Probably.
and he'll be in the yellow and blues.
Yeah.
But you know what I would kill for is an ultimate Wolverine in the Max treatment. Now that I think is a bridge too far. I don't think we're gonna get an ultimate Wolverine.
Probably. You never know. I think you're right. But yeah.
Nah. But yeah, I mean, imagine a Doctor Doom in the Max treatment.
Hmm.
You know, all these villains, but Venom would probably be the villain to make the most. If you're gonna do Spidey, you got to do a Max Venom. I mean, man, that would be
You
so
have
cool.
to. Yeah, you have to.
Oh, that'd be so cool. But that's my final thoughts going off of yours. And like I said, I knew as soon as I was like, oh, what are we going to talk about? And then all of a sudden I forgot about a Marvel Legends stream. And all of a sudden, boom, I was like, oh,
There we
yes.
go.
As soon as I saw Max Spidey, I said, no, 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 we're talking about
It
this.
My favorite thing about this stream is that we're like, oh, we'll only do it for like 20 minutes, half an hour. And then because
I
neither
know.
one of us really have somewhere we're rushing off to,
No.
we're like, we get into the chatting about what we're chatting about. It's like, oh man, that was a lot of fun. Oh shit,
Yeah.
now we're at almost 50 some minutes.
I mean, was it as fun as talking about, appliances and tire changing last week? I don't know. That's still probably my favorite stream. I love that
Honestly,
stream.
honestly, me too. That was probably one of my favorite episodes we've done
Oh, it's so good.
because it's so out, just so stupid, like so us, but very un us topic wise. So
Yeah. So is tomorrow, I mean, is the next one with Matthew 300?
yeah.
Oh, God. All right. We'll talk about that off screen tonight.
All right,
Make a plan.
folks, we're gonna call it here because we're gonna forget we're on a we're recording, and yeah, you know where to find us. It's in the show notes. We'll catch you next time, and honestly, we're going to be talking again later today. We'll be talking tomorrow.
Yep.
We hope you enjoy what we've got coming up. This is one of the few times in this show's history we actually have a plan, a concrete plan
I know.
for 2 episodes in a row.
Yeah.
and we've had to quote fill the ones before that we just start doing the plan. So I'm actually really proud of the fact that we've kept and haven't
Yeah.
revealed what 301 is going to be about.
Right.
We haven't spoken about what 300 is going to be talking about.
Well, it's got Matthew, so you can assume.
I mean, we've told people what it's about. We just haven't actually touched on our thoughts on it, and we're going to end it here before we do that.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.